Hi, I'm Jane, a marketing manager at Taptilo. Today I'm going to introduce the smart Braille learning device Taptilo. In this presentation, I'm going to explain what kind of advantages that Taptilo has. And then I'm going to explain the Taptilo device and how to use it. Thirdly, I'm going to show Taptilo 4.0, the app for Taptilo. And lastly, I'm going to introduce Taptilo Classroom's main features. Taptilo Classroom is app for the teachers. So, what is Taptilo? Taptilo is a smart Braille learning device that makes Braille learning fun and easy. This is Taptilo, as you can see from the picture. And Taptilo device includes four main features which is appropriate for the Braille beginners. First, Taptilo has 5 times bigger than the actual size of Braille. So the upper part is Braille Blocks and the lower part is Braille display. It is 5 times bigger than the actual size of Braille. So this is really appropriate for the Braille starters who just started learning Braille. And second, Taptilo has interactive Braille display and display reacts to every content that students select. The lower part is Braille display and it pops up when students select a content. And Taptilo offers full audio guide and feedback, so even without teachers, students can learn Braille by themselves. And lastly, Taptilo includes pre-made curriculums, so students can master Braille from dots to words and even symbols only with Taptilo. There are 4 kinds of advantages in Taptilo. First is fun and interactive. Taptilo has jumbo-sized blocks, an audio guide, and also it has gamified activities. So Braille beginners can use their all senses to learn Braille, which is fun and easy. Second is self-learning. Taptilo provides self-guided learning material, so Braille beginners can learn Braille by themselves, just they turn on the device. And third, Taptilo can be customized. Instructors can customize learning materials by adding the words with Taptilo app. Also, Taptilo offers various teaching options, so teachers can teach Braille based on students' interest and students' learning level. And fourth, Taptilo is systematic. With Taptilo, Braille beginners can practice read, trace and write, and dictation at the same time. Also, Taptilo includes content from dots to words, so students can master Braille really systematically. Taptilo has app which can be connected with Taptilo device through Bluetooth. These are 3 key features of Taptilo apps. First, with Taptilo app, remote Braille education is available. Even when teachers and students are in different places, teachers can control students' Taptilo device using the Taptilo Classroom app. Second, manage learning progress. With Taptilo Classroom app, teachers can check the students' learning progress, and also teachers can give quizzes and assignments to students. And Taptilo app has upgraded content. Music and games are released officially. Also, you can add custom lessons even in Taptilo device, so the Braille learning can be customized based on students' learning level and interest. With these kinds of features, Taptilo is really effective for the Braille beginner. So I'm going to introduce Taptilo's impact on Braille learning. First, the average learning period is really decreased. With traditional method, it takes 6 to 12 months to learn Braille, but with Taptilo, it decreased to 1 to 3 months. And also, the learning dropout rates is decreased. With traditional method, there are 70% students who give up the Braille learning, but with Taptilo, it decreased to 20%. Also, we've done the project in Korea. We called it Sesang File, and With Taptilo, the blind students learn Braille for 16 weeks, and there are about 80% students master Braille only with Taptilo within 16 weeks. So, I finished introducing the advantages and impact of Taptilo, and I'm going to introduce Taptilo device from now on. Taptilo has these kinds of features with the device. As introduced before, remote Braille education is available. With Wi-Fi connection, teachers can connect their app with students' device. So even teachers and students live far away, teachers connect students' device and teach Braille with Taptilo. When students make the answer with Taptilo, teachers can check if the answer is right or wrong with their app. Also, multi-connection is available using the Bluetooth. Teachers can connect multiple devices and control each device separately just pressing the student's information on the app. Teachers will be able to teach easily for each student's learning progress with Taptilo. Also, Taptilo has custom lesson and music. Through Taptilo app, new lessons can be added to the device. All the words can be put into device really easily, so anyone can make their own lesson. Oh, and music is available in Taptilo, so with Taptilo, students can learn music Braille, like notes and rest, and even they can compose their own music by themselves. And I'm going to introduce Taptilo's appearance in detail. There are 9 Braille blocks in upper part of Taptilo. These Braille blocks can be detached and attached really easily using the magnetic. And Taptilo Braille blocks is for practicing writing. With this tick-tick sound, students can learn how to write the Braille. And it has rounded edges so students can fill the dots really easily. In the lower part, there is 9 cells of Braille display. This Braille display is for practicing reading. And it has headphone jack and the speaker so students can listen to the audio guide. And also there is volume controller and the charging port. And on the right side of Taptilo, there are 3 buttons. The 2 buttons on above is arrow buttons, which points left and right each. These buttons are used to move between contents or settings. And below the arrow buttons, there is a big circle button. This is for the check the answer or select the option. And beside the 3 buttons, there is power button. So just push it slightly, the Taptilo will be turned on. From now on, I'm going to introduce how to practice read and write with Taptilo. To practice reading, the Braille display is needed. So I will choose the content here. So there is audio guide reads .1 and .1 pops up here on the first cell of Taptilo. So students read the Braille shown on the Braille display using their fingers. And to practice writing, students pick up the Braille block on the upper half of the device and press the dot to practice reading. There are 3 activities in Taptilo which makes Braille learning systematic. First activity is read. So as introduced before, there will be Braille pops up on the Braille display. The students just read the Braille shown on the Braille display, and they can move to the next content by pressing the circle button. So there is .2 and .2 pops up here. And second activity is trace and write. In trace and write activity, students read the Braille shown on the Braille display and use the Braille blocks to create the same patterns. So there's dot 1 pops on the Braille display, and I will use the Braille blocks to write dot 1. With Braille blocks, I wrote the dot 1, and I will place the Braille block on Taptilo, and I will press the circle button to check the answer. Yes, so when I make the correct answer, Taptilo will tell me that I got the correct answer. And last activity is listen and write. So there will be no Braille display pops up, and students have to think about the Braille patterns, and they need to write it using the Braille blocks. And same as the previous activities, students can check the answer by pressing the circle button. And also, there are 2 study modes in Taptilo. First study mode is self-study mode. Students can learn Braille by themselves, even without teachers, only with the device. This is called self-study mode. Second study mode is teaching mode. So the teachers connect the Taptilo app with the device, and they can teach Braille even if they don't know the Braille. And these are Taptilo's topics. The topics may change according to the language, but in English language, there are these kinds of topics, including dots, numbers, alphabet, contractions, word level 1 to 3, symbols, and Braille Master. It's 16 weeks curriculum, and game and music. So when the student just turn on the device, the Taptilo will start the topic and activity like from dots and read. And after they finish all these activity and topic, they can move to dots, trace and write. And lastly, the last activity is music and compose. So these are the brief explanation of Taptilo device, and I'm going to introduce the Taptilo app named Taptilo 4.0. Taptilo 4.0 is the app for anyone who wants to learn Braille, and it can be downloaded for free in any app store you use. There are 3 main features in Taptilo 4.0. First is upgraded contents. There are 3 basic lessons in Taptilo, which is same in Taptilo device. In Braille, you can learn dots, alphabet, numbers, and words through Taptilo app. And music is available in Taptilo app. With Taptilo 4.0, you can learn solfege, notes and reds, and even compose your own music using the Taptilo device. And in game, you can find the missing Braille in a word. So when the students finish learning Braille, they can practice again with Taptilo game. If you want to learn contents or words that are not in the app, you can create your own lesson. And with the custom list, students can learn Braille based on their learning interest and learning levels. And even this created list could be added to the Taptilo device. And there is a favorites folder, so when the students add the word in their favorites, they can practice the words whenever they want. Second feature is learning progress. Students can check their learning progress with Taptilo 4.0. In each list, there is a yellow bar to find if you finish learning the list on the Braille or not. And all the progress could be reset easily by pressing the refresh button shown on the finished list. In the word screen, you can see the word and its mute letter at the same time. So anyone, even they don't know the Braille, can teach Braille with Taptilo 4.0. And you can add the word to favorites or change between uncontracted Braille and contracted Braille. If you switch between uncontracted and contracted Braille, Taptilo Braille display reacts automatically. Also, you can change activities by tapping the button and choosing the activity. There is a Me menu in Taptilo 4.0, which is good for Master Braille. In Me section, you can see all the learning records, such as how many cards you finished and how many lists you completed. You can also check what kind of classes you're in or you're invited by teachers. And you can also check if you have assignments or quiz given by instructors. With Taptilo, students can just focus on learning Braille, and Taptilo will show the way to master Braille. This is the main key features of Taptilo 4.0 app. From now on, I'm going to show main key features of Taptilo Classroom, the another app for Taptilo. Taptilo Classroom has features for the Braille teachers. First key feature is Create and Manage Classroom. Teachers can create and manage their classrooms, and they can give customized learning for students. With Taptilo Classroom app, teachers can create classroom without limits and add students to each classroom. So when inside these classrooms, teachers can start remote learning or connect multiple devices at the same time. Also, in the classroom, teachers can give quizzes or assignments so students can practice Braille by themselves. The second key feature of Taptilo is remote lesson. With Taptilo, teachers can start remote Braille education. Teachers can start remote education with the student who already joined the app, Taptilo 4.0. When the student's app and student's device are connected, teachers can send the invitation through Taptilo Classroom app. When the students accept the invitation, teachers can control the student's device even if they are located far away. Through the phone call or Zoom, teachers and students can communicate more easily while teaching remotely. Second key feature is assignment and quizzes. With Taptilo Classroom, teachers can give quizzes and assignments easily. Teachers can set up the deadline and what kind of contents the student need to practice, or they can choose the Braille type, like uncontracted or contracted. They can even choose the activities. So when the teachers give assignments or quizzes, students get the pop-up on their Taptilo 4.0 app. And after the due date, teachers can see how many answers the students able to learn correctly. So with this result, teachers can manage the learning progress based on students' learning levels. So these are the main features of Taptilo and what kind of advantages it has. Please feel free to contact the contact information below. Thank you.